You're listening to Polished Woman, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies. Welcome to Rolonda and Jessica's show. Because it's date like a girl, marry like a woman, date like a girl, marry like a woman.
Exactly.
And I'm your host, Jessica Rodriguez Bunavach.
I'm beginning to say, I don't think I've done either. Date like a girl or marry like a woman. I'm here to learn even more.
And it's Valentine's Day. That's why look
That's
at my lady in red. How pretty is she?
Keep hope alive. Almost Valentine's Day.
I know. So almost 2 years ago, I released my book, Date Like a Girl, Marry Like a Woman, The Polished Woman's Guide to Love, Romance, and Sex. And now I have the opportunity to share with the world an audio version narrated by the only Rolonda Watts.
My big mouth is still working.
I swear, when I read the first few chapters, I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. I was like laughing.
But you know something, Jessica, you're funny. Your writing is so much fun. I mean, it's great information. I learned so much along the way. You really influenced me, and you're funny. I didn't know you were that funny. I really didn't. But there are things I read, and I would be laughing and have to go back and edit out the laugh.
When my husband is around, this is what my friend says. When my husband is around, I'm super prim and proper. But then when he's not around and I'm alone, it's the real me. With Date Like a Girl, Marry Like a Woman, I wanted to share my experiences, all of the things I've learned as a man-nizer while dating, how to nail the right man, and all of the things that I've learned once I became a wife. It is my pleasure to be able to share some of this information with you today, as well as to talk to, of course, Miss Rolonda Watts about her feelings on the book and her own book, Destiny Lingers. So, for each, share your favorite, from the first part of the book. Let's talk about the first part of the book.
The Date Like a Girl?
Yeah. Oh, the intro. The intro. The period.
Oh my God. Now, listen, there's some stories in this book that Jessica tells. You're going to be like, what is she talking about? But yeah, one way, you got to explain this to the audience. You had me read in your book, in your audiobook, and I'm sitting there reading it going, gagging, like, what? Where you talk about, you might want to read it, but where you talk about your mother had this idea that superstitiously you could catch a man in the oddest of ways. And I'm reading it going, what? I had to stop and go back and say, did I just say that? But what is that about? That you could catch a man with your own blood?
First day, I know, this is so disgusting. But, in the Philippines, we believe in superstitious stuff. And, and it's not called voodoo because voodoo is like you're putting some doll. And, it's not like it's more superstitious.
Oh, this is far worse than voodoo. Voodoo has nothing on mama. Go on, Jessica, tell the story.
During the old times. I know. Well, because I was on my freshman year, and there's this guy. He's like a junior, a senior, and he's so handsome. He's good looking, and I was like, Mom, it's like I really like this guy. So I was like, oh my God, this is what you should do. So your first menstruation day, your period, the first day, she said to get a tiny bit of your period and put it in the drink of the guy and make them drink it. I was like, wait, they're gonna see that it's a blood. It's like, no, just stir it, put it on orange juice. And so, in Asia we have the tang. Do you remember the tang juice? It's a powder.
Stir it.
Stir it. And the guy came in, and I was literally like, I was about to like put on my, what do you call that, my underneath my jeans, or I don't know what I was wearing, or skirt, and he was literally right there.
He caught you.
He caught me. And he was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, it was just itchy." So I told him.
Which is
And
even
I was
worse.
like,
This story gets worse and worse.
I don't remember, but I didn't see him after that.
But the whole idea was that if you had done that, you would have
Yeah.
kept him forever.
Yeah, that
So
was
you,
like.
So you never got to see
I
if it
never,
was true.
I never got to do any of those. After that I was like, oh, but this is bullshit. Why you want to put your period? So every time, this is my most embarrassing moment that I always share, and I got it from my mom. But you know what? I love her. she got good guys. Like she was able. My dad was an actor. He was a famous actor in the Philippines, and she was just an ordinary. It's like the elite and the the kind of like poor people, and she was in that, and she nailed my dad. So I guess she
Let me
did that.
tell you. But wait a minute. I love how you were so honest about how when your mom and dad were doing the wild thing, how they had a statue of Mary that they would turn it around so the saint couldn't watch them.
That's crazy.
But you said that thing helped catch your dad one time.
Yeah, every time my dad's like, why did you and mom like separated? Oh my God, there's this statue of a Virgin Mary that whenever I have sex, I turn it around so that I don't get, what do you call that? What's that word? Guilty. And then my mom came home one time, and he forgot to to turn on the Virgin Mary. So like, oh, fuck you. So he was like, oh God, it's
the Virgin
crazy.
Mary's back is to me. Something happened in this room. Wow, that was hilarious. But you know what I loved? The book is so transparent. You're so honest about all of your experiences, and which has given you the wisdom to write a book and talk about things. But I know
What is your favorite though? What is your favorite chapter on the first one, the date
on
like
the date
a girl?
like a girl part? On the date like a girl part, I like how I think it's great information for anyone. I was going to say for young women dating, but here I am. I'm still dating.
50-year-old coming on next week.
Oh yeah, Well, we have this girl. She's 50 years old. She's coming here next week, and she finally found the love of her life at age 50.
She got married.
She got married.
She dated like a girl at 50.
Yeah.
Now you know.
She
And got
dated-
married like a woman at 50.
And
That's
she will share us
fantastic.
a lot of information how she was able to nail this this guy. And my favorite part of the what do you call this of the first part of the book is never date a married man, and
Right.
she never did.
Right.
She was-
Well,
she
you were
was-
very honest about
Yeah.
that, and along the way, people do get trapped in
Yeah.
those situations. But
Yeah.
and also, I liked how you talk about respecting your girlfriends and how
Yes.
you make
Yeah.
sure. And and I know this because I see the beautiful relationship you have with David, and I've seen you and your other friends, and
Yeah.
you all respect each other so much. I
Yeah.
like how you talked about setting boundaries, that you don't
Yes.
overstep the boundaries with a married man, and you don't let your girlfriends flirt with your man.
Yeah,
That
I
kind of
know.
stuff. Really transparent, juicy, good stuff.
Exactly.
That you
We
talked about.
have like with our friends, we normally before we text, the husbands, we inform, hey, can I text so and so? Or if we text, this is good information for you out there, women. If you text someone, text maybe together. That's what we do. We text
Right.
the
Like a
guy, the
group.
husband, and the wife together. So there's
Exactly. So there's no room
there's
for
no
question.
room for a question, or it's just respect as well for the wives, right? We never I never text my friend's husband. I always go through the through the wives, and they do the same thing to me, or be in the same text.
And I also like how you include respecting yourself.
Yes.
Really loving yourself and taking time out for yourself to be the
Yeah.
best before you share yourself
Yeah.
with the world. But I really liked it. I love how you promote feminism.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
know.
really, and I also at the same time, look, out of one lip she's talking about being feminine, and on the
know.
other side she's talking about being a womanizer. And I like that. I think in my younger years I was a womanizer. No,
A
manizer.
manizer.
A manizer. Yeah, I was a womanacurist.
Yeah.
That was the word. You're going to learn so many juicy words in this book. I had to go back and pronounce them 10 times before I got them right. But going from being a manizer to a womanacurist. Juicy stuff. Good
I
stuff.
know. So how about the second part? I know you've been married, right?
I was married for a long, long, long time.
Because the
3
Destiny
years.
Lingers, that's like a little bit of your. It's a fiction, but I know it's a little
Yeah,
bit of your.
listen, I got
Yeah.
married at 22. It was like running away from home. It was like, not really married. But I was married for a long time, 3 years. And it was enough. But I like, it was really interesting because when I was reading the book, I was kind of torn because you really do talk about the importance of being submissive as a wife and respecting your husband and honoring, which we don't hear very often.
I know.
You encourage women, stop the nagging. And you also say, put your foot down. Put your foot in it sometimes.
Yeah.
Know where your husband is. Know who his relationships are with.
Oh,
And I
heck
love
yeah.
this one. And don't let your husband talk to a woman at the party for more than 5 minutes. I was like, ooh, she knows. Anything more than 5 minutes, girl, they getting into something else.
I know when he's talking, I like my eyes is on him all the time when we're at the party, and I'm like, okay, that's a long time. I would go, but hey, what are you talking about?
Bitch.
That's too long. That's a long time of talking to my husband alone. I really don't like that.
But I like how you're very clear. Shut it down. Shut it. And you know what else I like too, Jessica, in terms of the relationships with your girlfriends?
Yeah.
You really believe there's no way you can date your girlfriend's ex.
No.
Under no circumstances.
No.
Well, she
'Cause it's-
dumped him. Why can't you get a little something in?
No, I think it will somehow, even if the girl says no, like it's okay. I mean, you can have him. It will create something. It's just, I think it's respect as well for your friend, and it's just my whole rule.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You know,
Because it gets
I mean,
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
You don't want to
it'll
see
get
them happy.
uncomfortable. And you don't want to have. It's like, oh my God, it's like you're sharing your vagina with your friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean,
And it's also you say like, well, no, wait a minute. Let me think back. How long has this been going on? I mean,
know.
is this an affair? You would
Yeah.
definitely ruin your friendship.
Yeah.
And you say if you're willing to ruin a friendship, then hey, go for it. But otherwise,
Yeah.
stay away from that situation. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that is so.
Listen,
that is
David
so-
must be like rolling over on his back, so happy, like a dog rubbed my chest. Because this book is like, I love my David. I love my David.
Oh,
It is
no.
like an ode to David.
I know, because a lot of women are not, how they say this, because of the whole women empowerment and stuff. It's very big, of course. I believe in that. Oh my God, that's why I have this show. But somehow when you're married, it's not like, I still believe in women being a woman and being a wife, and just, but there are also boundaries that, okay, if you're being too much, then I'm like, I become, okay, I become
You
aggressive,
defend
and I'm
yourself.
like, oh, don't even talk to me like that. Don't ever, because you showed him so much love, gave him so much respect, being submissive, and never disrespect me because I've given you a lot. So, you know what? By me showing that to him, I feel like he's giving back because he sees that. He sees that I take care of him. I pamper him. I love him. I do everything for him. So he reciprocate, right? Because of what I do. So I think that's a good give and take.
Well, now, I'm going to tell you, you might take a little heat because you really are into that, not bow down, but bow down. I mean, really. And some people might start like, now, wait a minute.
I know.
But I kind of felt that way at first too. And then I
Yeah.
was like, but you know what?
Yeah.
I watched my parents do that.
Yeah.
You ask them what kept them together for more than 56 years, and my dad's passed, but they're still married. But they would say respect,
Yeah.
because you can have respect without love, but you can't have love without respect.
Yes, that's
And
so
that's
true.
really what
Yeah.
you were saying, and I think that is
Yeah.
the strength of your marriage.
Yeah, I wanna. Even if when we first got married, I was like the one, making the money, and he was like starting with the business. I never made him feel that I was like, okay, because I'm the one making money, then you're, like you're not, you're just a guy, like you're just my husband. No, I made him feel that he's still the head of the family. I made him feel, like.
And that's tough
he's the
because you
guy.
got a lot of women running corporations
I know.
today, running the world,
Running
and
the
that's
world,
gonna.
I know.
I can remember one of my boyfriends I still love to this day, and I know he loves me, but we knew we couldn't be together because he told me, he said, Rolonda, I could never be with a woman who made more money than me.
Oh yeah.
And I,
They get so
and
intimidated.
it just
Yeah.
it really intimidated. But what I
Yeah.
really appreciated was he told me that.
Yeah.
And he wanted a family with the 2.3 kids and the car and the
Yeah.
garage and the suburban life. And you know me, I'm a jet setter and I'm out there making the world, conquering the world. And our styles were different, but
Yeah.
I appreciated the fact that the man said that. And
Yeah.
you're right. You point this out in the book a lot, that it's just nothing personal.
No,
But
it's
the
nothing
nature of
personal.
the species.
And I was single for 30 years, and I was, I started working at age 15, and I'm very independent. Like I was like, this is all about me. And then when I got married, I was like, oh my God, this is different now. Like this is now both of us, and I have to really give everything to both of us now instead of just, myself. And so I just focused instead of just being me. It's now, him and I. So.
But you also, girl, you gave me some tips. Keep your own bank account, girls. Keep your money
yeah.
just in case. Now I thought that was. Now what's David gonna say when he reads all this?
He won't read this. He won't.
Or when I tell him all of this?
You know what? I know. I think I mentioned that. From cashback, get some $20 here and there. He knows that I, steal
As my
money.
daddy would call it mad money.
He knows I steal money from him every now and then, like 20, 50 here, 100. But you know what? I give it to him at the end of the year. I keep all those money and I give him something for his birthday, Christmas. And it's like, where'd you get this money? It's my money. I made it. No, you don't work.
little surprise money. Little surprise.
He knows that I steal money from, but it's all good. It's all for him. It's not that like I'm stealing money and buying stuff for myself. Oh, heck no, because he's very good at that as well. So, I keep money for yourself. I always have this, what I call keep money, and it's like. It's
just in case.
For just in case.
But if you think you're the CEO of your family
Yeah.
and you've got the kids and and if something happens, somebody's got to have a backup plan. Yeah, because it's not just for you, like you said. It could be for any kind of emergency. But you're taking the helm of the ship.
So you've read both of it, and it's amazing that you even said yes. I mean, I'm really, really grateful.
Oh, honey, listen, I had
really
so much fun. I really
grateful.
did. I had books on tape are not easy to do. They wear you out. But I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed going through it. I learned as I went, and I got encouraged and inspired to do a little bit more dating and
Yay.
maybe marry like a woman one day.
I know that was that.
Right
is
now, I'm
my-
gonna date like a cougar. Where's that book? Right.
You have the right. You have
Date
the
like a
right.
girl, marry like a woman, and date like and prowl like a cougar, or a saber-toothed tiger. One or the other.
Wait, I want to talk about.
But I
your-
really, really enjoyed it, and I love your transparency. You tell a lot of truth in here, girl. You really
I
broke
know.
it down. I
And
you do a lot of talk about sex. Oh my God, doing it in heels and dressing up, doing role play. I was like, ooh.
Because it gets boring. It gets boring after 5 years, 7 years. It's the same.
Because you guys renew your vows after 5 years.
Yeah. So okay, everyone is like, why do you renew your vows? So for me, I feel like, okay, the 3 years is like the honeymoon, whatever.
Honeymoon
first,
period.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then the 4th year, that's when you get, irritated at each other. Like you fight all the time. So on the 5th year, we always have something to look forward to. So we plan our wedding for like, for like a year. So we're both excited. We're like, okay, where are we gonna do it? What are we gonna wear? Who are we gonna invite? So we plan that whole thing. So we get excited. So then after we get married, there's like honeymoon. So it's because I was a womanizer. I thought I was good. I was scared to get married and have one guy for the rest of my life. And
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get so bored that I was gonna.
And it's natural that it
Yeah,
gets a
it's
little more-
natural,
And that's why
so-
you tell women, don't walk around naked all the time.
No. I know. He would be like, why are you covering your body? I said, babe, I don't want you to see. I've already seen it. Yeah, but at least you don't see it all the time.
I didn't
like,
think about that because a lot
Yeah.
of my friends tell me they run around the house naked all the time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
both of you?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah. It's like it gets a little boring after
It
a while
gets
seeing that
boring.
same body all the time.
Yeah, and you know what? He does the same thing. Now he wears his underwear and wears t-shirt as well.
Like
he
he wants
doesn't.
something to rip off.
Yeah, he doesn't show his penis. Can you imagine if I see his penis hanging around like all over? I'm like,
Now y'all, I
Yeah.
can't wait till you hear this book because I had to read all of this about penises flopping around and different role play, and I give you the voices.
she's actually perfect.
But it's fun. You know, when you read the book, you're gonna have a lot of aha moments. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna get teary-eyed
I
because
know,
you talk about
right?
some major losses and some
Yeah.
surprises in your marriage that you didn't
Yeah.
expect, and
Yeah.
it's just really good. I'm so proud of you.
Aw,
it really is, and I was
thank
honored to read it.
you.
And you know, people are gonna be laying on the beach, and think about people on planes all over the place, Valentine's Day, listening to your
You're gonna
book.
be like this. You're like,
What?
the
The new shades of gray.
Yeah. Wait, Rolanda. Okay, so your book Destiny Lingers is a work of fiction, but it also deals with relationships, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
can you briefly summarize for readers what it's all about? 'Cause I
Yes.
want to I want to talk about your book too.
Yeah, Destiny Lingers, which is also coming out in audiobook.
Yeah.
It's a creative nonfiction, which
Okay.
basically it's sold as a romance, and in fact, Amazon calls it a romance suspense novel, and that's really good because the guys are getting into it too. But check this
Yeah.
out. It's about this investigative news reporter in New York City
Yeah.
tracking down all the big stories, but not paying attention to her new marriage.
Yes.
A lot of the things she talk about in your book.
Yeah.
Until she finds this long strand of red hair on her husband's bed pillow, and the only person she knows with red hair is her best friend.
When I
Eve.
read that,
Ah!
but I don't know. I was so hurt. Like I want to punch the girl. Like,
Everybody hates Eve.
I
But
know.
she's such a delicious character.
I know.
Everybody loves a character they love to hate. Well, Eve is definitely one of them. I mean, she was that girl with the big,
And she has a friend.
and a
Oh
friend.
no, she's.
But
a,
see,
she's
they
a
had
friend
gone.
of
The,
the girl.
the,
yeah.
the husband had gone to college with this girl, and there was some unfinished business. So
Yeah.
anyway, this
Yeah.
whole story of deceit unravels, and wait till you see how she catches them.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy.
and then she goes through, a depression
Yeah.
and considers taking her life and goes down
Yeah.
to North Carolina to this little beach community where she grew up to get her head together, sees this
Yeah.
handsome police chief. think Matthew McConaughey back in the day.
Yeah.
And she's like overwhelmed because there's something familiar about him.
Yeah.
And come to find out that was the little boy she was in love with as a little girl, but they couldn't be together because of segregation.
Yes.
Time moves on, but destiny lingers. And it asks, what would you do at a second chance at your first love?
Mm-hmm.
But it also deals with interracial relationships, a lot
Yeah.
of talk about race and class and love, and and Dr. Maya Angelou endorsed it, so I feel that I have a story of
know.
humanitarian
That's really- yeah.
effort to tell. And it's out there, and it's now an audio book, and I hope it's going to be a movie or a TV series.
I know it could be, but
Yeah.
what was it that compelled you to tell this story? What got into your mind and
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
in terms of relationships, it was a broken marriage. I had gotten married at 22, way
Yeah.
too young to get married, and just wasn't prepared for it. And I think that was a lot of the healing process of that, but also the healing process of having lived through the Jim Crow era in North Carolina, and really feeling a forlornness that I wasn't allowed to love just anybody I wanted to. I was constantly around all different kinds of people and loved all different kinds of people. The only people that I was allowed to love were black people. And I
Yeah.
think that I look at today as the millennials, honey, they date any
No,
color they
yeah.
want with any
Yeah.
color hair they have.
Yeah.
LBGTQ, LMNOP.
I know.
They can date any culture, anything. And back in my day,
Yeah.
you could be swinging from a tree and dying because of their choice of love. So I have gay couples who read my book and say, this is our story. I have couples who did fall in love and couldn't be together and are married now as interracial couples. And, when you look at more than half of the young people who are dating today are dating
Yeah.
outside of their culture or race, it's a fascinating talk when I'm out talking about this, because I'm one of the last generations that remembers drinking, as I say, drinking colored water, and I don't mean Gatorade. And it's crazy, and it wasn't that long ago. So
Yeah,
I think
know.
it's a way that you can use your art, like you're
Yes,
using your
yes.
art, to talk about difficult topics,
Yeah.
and so people know they're not alone in whatever struggle that they're going through.
That's so true. I just watched Green Book. That's amazing story. It's about this Italian guy and the first African American pianist, and he went to. I just
Girl, I gotta look at that.
love it. Oh, you have to. It's
I had him on my show.
yeah.
One of the actors, good.
Oh my God,
Good.
it's a good story. I was like, it's amazing, like how they treated, African American people during those. I really didn't know because I wasn't, I didn't live
Well,
here,
you didn't
so
live here.
I didn't know about it. So when I, saw this, saw the movie, I was like, oh my God.
Well, I'm glad that, see, that's another way art can bring
Wow.
such things.
Yeah.
Because now, it helps you understand and at least empathize a bit more of the
Yeah.
struggle that
Yeah.
we're going through in America. That those
Yeah.
things just don't disappear because 30 years have passed. Or,
Yeah, that's
so
so true.
laws may change, attitudes don't always change. And
Yeah.
it's in the fabric of our nation. And the more that we can talk about it, the more that we can use our art to talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
that's even, I went and talked about this down at the Meditation Museum down in Washington, D.C. And after that, I was invited to India
Mm-hmm. I
to
know,
speak
I
before the
saw that.
Yeah, to speak before the Global Peace Summit.
Yeah.
So stories like this do have, even if it's talking about how to keep your family together,
Yeah.
or how to keep a love together, relationships are everything. And I think the number one thing that humans want is connection, not just in love, but with each other.
But
and we've got to
exactly.
keep these stories going.
Yeah, that was one of God's rule commands. Sorry, I'm being Christian. Love one another. Give love to everyone. That's the only thing He was asking. Anyway, if your movie, if your book was to be a movie, who do you want you to play the character? Who
Oh,
do you want?
gosh.
Yeah,
You
who
know,
amongst the actress you want to play your character?
When I was writing the book, it was
Yeah, you have
I had
someone.
in my head Matthew McConaughey
Uh-huh.
and Journey Smollett. Those were the two I wanted.
So Matthew McConaughey will be the
would be would be Chase, the
Chase,
hero,
yeah.
and she would be. But now I'm thinking, I really like Clint Eastwood's son. He's
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah.
Somebody like-
What's
somebody
his
like
name
that.
again? What's his name? Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
yeah.
have to find a nice young girl. Maybe our audience could help us.
Scott Eastwood.
Who do we think would be a
Scott
good
Eastwood.
destiny?
Yeah,
Scott Eastwood he's good. He would be great.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll just have to
You
think
know who
about
I
it.
like? The African American guy. He's really handsome. He's in the people.
He
he's
could play the husband.
He's the people of the year now.
Oh, Idris.
Idris.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's really
Idris can play
handsome.
anything. He could even play the white man.
I know.
That's how good and gorgeous he is.
He's so handsome. I mean, when I they named him the people of the year, I'm like, oh, he
Yeah, the most
deserves it.
handsome man in the world.
Palmer and Scott.
P.B. Palmer. Kiki Palmer.
She's beautiful.
Kiki Palmer.
But I would definitely ask my social media group. I've had a lot of my readers. I would love my readers to
'Cause it's
choose
so-
who they think they would. Oh, she's beautiful.
she's
Kiki Palmer is
beautiful.
gorgeous. That's a good choice.
Oh my gosh.
And I have the redhead for you too.
Ooh, we need a redhead. We need a bad husband.
Who's the Eve?
We need no.
Huh?
And let me tell you
Oh,
who.
wait.
But let me tell you who the other two good characters are. Each of their mothers. One mother is prejudiced by race. The other is prejudiced by class. But they clash with each other because they vowed these two children would never be together, and they are horrible. I want to play one of the mamas. I have to.
You have to be
And we have
there.
to get somebody else to play a mother and a father and all that. Thank God there are roles for older people.
There's your redhead, Megan.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Well, I like how you chose a white girl. She could be black or white. I love that. I love that. You know?
All right, because
doing
it's
some
almost
Hollywood up in
Valentine's
here.
Day. Because I want to talk about our favorites. I want to talk about the. Wait, hold on. I want to talk about the favorites. Okay, Okay, first of all, what is your favorite when you go out or someone, if someone gives you a gift or something? What is your favorite flower arrangement?
Oh, roses.
Roses.
I just love roses.
I know,
Roses,
me too.
roses. Just
Roses.
roses.
Yeah, my favorite company. It's called La Fleur. La Fleur.
Le fleur.
La Fleur. Oh my
No.
gosh. My husband just gave me the other day. My room smells. So the smell stays for like a year.
A year?
It's
They come in these, like,
amazing.
boxes.
And they're real?
Yeah.
How do they keep them alive for a year?
I know it's freezing. It's freezing.
Formaldehyde,
Freaking
children.
$600. That's why.
Yeah, I'll
It's
say.
expensive. Okay,
Wow.
what is your favorite chocolate? Because they have to know. Okay, flower arrangement, Lafleur.
My favorite chocolate. I love C's candy.
I know.
Anything. I go in there and I
they're
get
still
nuts
the
and chews,
favorite.
baby. Nuts and chews. And coconut. Anything with coconut, nuts
I
and chews.
know. I think
Love
there's
it.
so many
The
chocolate.
turtles.
There's so many chocolates company. What's your favorite? You told me before.
Knipshell.
Huh?
Knipshell.
Knipshell?
That's a chocolate?
Yes.
Oh.
It's the most expensive truffle.
Oh.
Oh, really? Knipshell.
Now I'll take a Hershey with some almonds.
Okay,
in a
so
minute.
listen, guys, if you're watching Knipshell.
Knipshell.
Knipshells.
Knipshells.
What is your favorite perfume?
You know what? I have an old standard.
Coco
Y'all gonna laugh.
Chanel. What?
No, it is
What?
so basic. My favorite is Beautiful by Estee Lauder.
Wow.
I have worn it forever, and I don't know what it does, but I get more compliments on that. I put on all
my
the other expensive
gosh.
ones, Chanel,
Yeah,
Michael Kors,
Coco
all of them.
Chanel.
But that Beautiful Estee Lauder.
Yeah, I love
Very
that
simple.
Marc Jacobs, the Daisy. I don't know why. There's something about being so feminine. It's like a candy. But I remembered my grandma. Do you remember this Joy? The Joy?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is that still out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Christians is good too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your favorite romantic destination that you've ever been?
My bedroom.
Max's bedroom.
That's mine.
Well, I have to say Topsail Island, where my novel takes place down in North Carolina.
that's-
Anything in the North
yeah.
Carolina shore is beautiful. But I also like Turks and Caicos.
Yes, Turks and Caicos, you guys.
Love the islands.
I think Italy's like
Italy.
yeah. In Florence, I think it's like
Yeah.
so nice.
Firenze.
Amanpolo, the Aman group, they're really good. Philippines, it's like
Massages every day.
massage every day. Oh my, and 2 people at the same time. That's the best. So what is your favorite romantic?
Menage a trois.
It's a four-handed massage.
What is your favorite romantic place in the U.S.? Like for you when you had dinner, it's like, oh my God, this place is so romantic. Wait,
You mean like a place or like a city?
yeah, like a restaurant. No, restaurant.
Yeah, like in.
So we can suggest where they can bring.
Oh
their,
my God, I love Mastro's. I
Yeah.
love it's in L.A. in
Yeah.
New York. Cipriani's.
Yeah, right.
gosh.
Danielle's in New York. Danielle's.
Let me tell you, Crustaceans. The new Crustaceans here in
Is it
L.A. is a
good?
juicy place. Yes,
No.
yes. It's
I have
totally
not
new.
like. Try,
Yeah, they've got the Pump vibe, which Pump is another fun place.
Is nice.
Pache's nice.
I know
Pache's
Pache's
Italian.
nice. Yeah.
Their
Vibrato.
vibrato. Those are all romantic places.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah, Spago.
Tao in
Spago.
Hollywood.
Tao.
Let's go eat.
Let's
Sure,
go, Mr.
let's
Chow.
go eat.
Shanghai Rose.
Shanghai Rock.
Shanghai Rose. She should watch this. Have our
M&Ms,
chicken feet.
Roscoe's, chicken and
For
waffles
the morning after.
for the morning after. Up in bed with some waffles.
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. Yeah, totally. I'd so do that.
My favorite is Melis in Santa Monica. It's very
Ooh,
nice. Melis
that's
is nice.
nice.
That's my favorite. It's our place. It's our to go for Valentine's Day. So bring your loved ones there. What is your favorite romantic comedy?
Oh my God, I just saw the Crazy Asians. What is it? Oh my God, the
Isn't
Rich
it so
Crazy
crazy?
Asians was so
Yeah.
good. That was a really good one. Love Actually.
Yeah, I love Love Actually.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many good
Yeah.
ones. So many good ones.
My favorite for me is Pretty Woman.
Oh, Pretty Woman. That's another
Yeah,
great
I
one.
know.
Long walk. Oh no, what is it called? Cold Mountain.
Cold
With
Mountain.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. I still have to watch that. I haven't watched it. All right. Last one. What's your favorite lipstick or lip gloss?
Oh, now listen. Red Russian, the one that Madonna made popular by MAC.
Ah, really?
Red Russian? I guess.
Oh.
Anything by MAC. I tend to be
Anything
a
by
MAC girl.
MAC.
You can get those, you're taking all those dispensaries and you can get free lipstick.
Yeah. I'm a Buxom lady. It's a new lip gloss company
Russian
lipstick.
Red.
It's called
Yeah,
Buxom.
Russian Red. That was the one back in the 80s when MAC first came out that Madonna made so famous. And I talk
Yeah.
about that in my book also. But anyway, it's the greatest red. There's no blue in it. And it's the day for red.
Okay, they're making us stop. I don't want to stop talking to Rolanda.
Authors, two authors.
I know.
Hashtag buy our books.
Buy our books. Okay. Don't forget Destiny
Lingers at Amazon, and follow me at Rolonda Watts on all social media. O in the middle, ROLONDA.
Yes, and don't forget Date Like a Girl, Marry Like a Woman in audiobooks will be available next week.
We're
for
two
Valentine's
audiobook
Day.
people.
Yay! Woohoo! Okay,
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Thank you.
if you have a story to tell, write about it. Share it to us or to everyone. Things happen for us for a reason, and so I believe these trials or pain or tribulations can be the reason of your purpose. So, tip of the day, buy Date Like a Girl and Destiny Lingers. I love you, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. And
Happy
thank you
Valentine's
so
Day.
much.
Oh, and you and David have a great time.
I know. And give love to anybody who you see after.
You're listening to
Thank-
Polished Woman, only on LA Talk Radio.